Welcome back. Let's get started standing at the top of your mat. Take your left hand to your low belly, right hand up to the sky if this resonates with you. If not, you can stand in Tadasana, palms pointing forward. If you have a rock to your stance, feel free to allow that to be what it is. And if you stand completely still, just embracing wherever you are. Start drawing the breath down into your belly. And imagine as though energy of the sun is coming through the right palm and down into the left palm, right into the sacral chakra to bring out the most sensual, creative practice you've had so far. 4 more breaths here. Each exhale, feeling yourself be planted more and more into your feet, more into your posture, more into your practice, where you are, who you are in this moment, letting go of everything that's happening outside of this room and letting yourself be completely here. Both hands come down to the low belly, full breath in. Hold. Double exhale, release. Feet stay shoulder width distance apart. Bring the hands up overhead. Follow with the gaze. Take a slight back bend. And as you exhale, dive forward. Soft knees, heavy head, and loose neck. A little bit quicker to bring heat into the body. Flat back, breathe in. Empty out, fold. Press down through the feet, rise up through the hands, mountain pose. Dive forward, fold. Halfway lift, strong flat back. Option to step or hop back, find plank. Knees are always here for you. In breath forward, exhale, slow lower chaturanga. Baby back bend, Bhujangasana cobra, gazing forward, 3 breath here. Really feeling into the strength of your back body, lifting your heart. Lengthening your neck, rolling over your toes, downward facing dog. In breath, gaze travels forward. Exhale, hop or step, top of the mat, half lift, fill up. Forward fold. Breath in, rise. As hands come up overhead, left knee will come up hip height. Empty out, step back, crescent lunge. Land on the ball of your back foot. Press your left hip forward, sink deeply into the right hip. Soften your shoulders, your gaze, your jaw. Engage both glutes. Squeeze into center, pull up from the genitals. Bring your arms out shoulder height. Right elbow under left elbow, option for a hug or eagle arm bind. Elbows up and away from the heart as the fingers tip back into a back bend. Coming out, crescent lunge, hands rise up. And pivoting on your mat into goddess squat. So heels in, toes out, elbows at a 90 degree. Hold for 3. And then turning, pivoting to the back of your mat, crescent lunge, left knee forward, right leg back. Both glutes locked and engaged, squeezing up from the genitals, so there's lightness through the low belly. Arms come shoulder height, left elbow under right, eagle arm bind or hug. Tipping the elbows up. Gaze can follow fingertips. Releasing the bind of the arms, gaze travels forward, crescent lunge, hands release, fingers reach nice and tall. Pivoting on your mat, goddess squat once again. Heels in, big toes out. Sink the hips, elbows at a 90-degree bend. In breath, straighten the legs, reach your hands up. Exhale, sink. Breath in, up. And lower. Using your breath, inhales to rise, exhales to fall. Last one. Pivoting to the top of your mat, right foot forward, left foot back, crescent lunge, hands at heart center. Whew. Sorry if I was banging around on the audio there. So hands at heart center, spine is nice and tall, but we're gonna hinge forward from the hips and see if you can twist left elbow across right thigh. Step your back foot forward, chair pose, twist. Sink your hips back, weight into the heels, not torquing through the upper spine. And in breath, reach up, mountain pose. Dive forward, fold. And you can hang here for 3, 4, maybe even 5 breaths. Take opposite elbow bind, or you could even wrap your palms under the soles of your feet and come into a deeper hamstring stretch. And slow to center if you're rocking back and forth. In breath, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up, mountain pose. And as you do, this time right knee comes up, hip height. Big step back, crescent lunge. Arms drop shoulder height, left elbow under right. Eagle arm grip or a hug. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Don't forget to squeeze right glute, left glute. Everything up from the midline. Back to center, crescent lunge. Arms unwind. And then pivoting to the right, goddess squat. This time, hands will come to the insides of the thighs. And then drop your right shoulder in as you look over your left. Inhale, center, and exhale, left shoulder drops in, looking over right. Whew. Come back through center, right shoulder in, gaze over left. Up through center, last time. Left shoulder drops in. I know your legs are probably feeling this. Back to center, shoulders over hips. Pivot your back foot, crescent lunge back of the mat. Right foot forward, left foot back. Right elbow under left, eagle arm bind or hug. And then you know the rest. Back bend if you have it. Crescent lunge, back through center, this time big toes in, heels out, hands to the hips, breath full up, down from the belly, into the clavicle bones, let yourself grow really tall with your inhale, and then hinge forward halfway, hold, shift the weight into the front of the foot, but don't fall, and then empty out, soften your head, your hands down, and find your deep forward fold. Maybe you want to take back of the ankle grip, or you can walk your hands back behind you. You can also always use blocks. And wherever you are, you'll bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, fill up. Exhale, fold. This time, walking your hands forward to frame your front foot, turning all 10 toes towards the top side of your mat, finding your crescent lunge, Hands rise up. Thumbs through heart center. And this time taking the right elbow over left thigh. Kick back through your right leg. Energy through the heel. Out of your mind, any story you're telling yourself right now. And then step your foot forward, chair pose, twist. Back through center, mountain pose, rise up, straighten through the legs, gaze overhead. And dive forward, fold. Half lift, fold. Stepping back, plank. And then making your way into tabletop. So we should have enough heat inside the body to be able to access the back bends that we're going into. If you feel cold, you haven't done the whole practice so far. This is a short, condensed practice for a back bend. If you feel cold, do a few more sun salutations and then attempt the back bend. Otherwise, be really mindful of what's happening in your back, where you're feeling the discomfort and the crunch. And we want to think about lengthening the whole time we're in a back bend. We're not ever just dumping in or trying to, it's even bend through the whole spine. We don't have just one part of your back that's taking all of the bend. Hands come underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and roll through about 8 or so cat-cows and make them very dramatic cat-cows. These are the divas of the bunch. You want to be spreading your sit bones and then pulling them in. Spreading your sit bones, gazing up, drawing your shoulder blades down your back, and then pulling everything into center, dramatically squeezing, pushing. And I'll leave you with your own breath for 4 more. Last 2. And everything comes still at center. Left knee can kick into the middle if that helps you feel more grounded. And then bring the right knee up level with your hip and kick your sole of your foot up towards the sky. So you want to feel your hamstring grip the bone here and your glute grip your bone. Heel is kicking, foot is flexed. Option to stay here just like that or add in your left hand forward. If you want to make the bind, you can reach your hand all the way back and see if you can grip the top side of your foot. If you have the top side of your foot, then you can kick into the palm of your hand, lifting your knee and then lifting your heart, lifting your gaze. It's an up dog chest. Lots of tension into the palm of your hand, kicking, kicking, kicking. And release. Big toes travel to center, knees go wide. Sink your hips back, child's pose. And you might even know right there that a back bend brings a little more sensation to your body, at least it does mine, especially if you have a closed heart. And I've told you before, my shoulders are tight, so we know what's happening to my heart. It was a layer of protection. And this kind of peels that protection layer back and brings in some adrenaline to the body. And we use our breath to manage that. At that time, I'm actively in my breath to try to stay in rest and digest and not fight or flight. Press back up, tabletop. And you can roll through 2 or 3 rounds of cat-cow. Maybe you want to bring some twists in, side to side. And then neutral spine, right knee to center, left foot kicks up, glute blocked. Hamstring locked, flexed foot. Option 1, right hand forward, thumb up, baby finger down. Option 2, maybe you have a bind. Option 3, sweep your hand back, take a grip of the top side of your foot, and then kick, 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 lift, lift, lift. And release. Knees go wide, big toes to center, heart drops down, and forehead connects with the mat. And you feel the pressure of your forehead touching down into your mat. On the slow pick up, as you'll draw yourself forward and hips will lower down. You can do this as kind of a core workout, slowly, 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 slowly dropping down. And first, to warm up, we'll do half frog. So elbows underneath shoulders. You're gonna turn your right fingers towards your left elbow and then kick your left heel in towards your glute and reach back with your left hand. So you have a prop with your front arm and pulling, pulling, pulling your heel towards your glute with your left arm. And you might notice that your breath gets caught here. Breathe down into your sacral. Release left foot and bring left elbow underneath your shoulder, cross your arm over, and reach back with your right hand for your right heel. You might be noticing one side's a lot tighter than the other, and there's lots of energetics at play there, as well as how your beliefs are stored inside your body, where your blockages are showing up. So much to explore, so much to learn. And relax both feet down into your mat and take your forehead to the back of your hands. And if you feel like you want to rock your hips from side to side, you can, or even to bend your knees and drop your feet from side to side is a nice somatic release. So you can close here today and take the shape of Shavasana, or you can come one step further with me into a deeper back bend. So knees want to be right underneath the hips, and hands will reach back for the insides of the feet. Or no, hold on, maybe outsides. Oh Lord, I'm in a tiger grip. So outsides of the feet, hands grip over the top side of the foot. Maybe it is outside or inside of the foot for you, I don't know. Press your knees away from you and your feet into your hands as you pick your chest up and lift your gaze. If your knees start splaying away from center, you want to drop back slightly and then relax and release. And we'll push into child's pose. If you aren't already in Shavasana, just to release that back bend. And when you're ready, coming up, shifting your weight onto your back body, closing your eyes, and giving yourself this moment. I know we often don't do things for ourselves unless it's for someone else or we have to. But what if you started treating these things that are so good for you like have tos? Could you rest in Shavasana today, even for 3-5 minutes? Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.